In this segment, we'll review the steps of a typical supervised machine learning pipeline. Recall that machine learning involves learning from data, so of course the first step of this pipeline involves obtaining our raw data. And this data can come from a variety of sources, including web information, emails, genomic data or other scientific information, images, social data or other graph structures, as well as user ratings or other user feedback. Once we've obtained this raw data, we need to extract features from it. This raw data is typically in an arbitrary input format, and feature extraction crucially allows us to incorporate domain knowledge when representing each of these observations. Additionally, we typically want to represent each of our observations via numeric features. And it's important to note here that the success of a supervised learning pipeline crucially depends on the choice of features. Additionally, there's a connection between feature extraction and unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning can be used as a pre-processing step for a downstream supervised task, and this is typically involved in the process of feature extraction. Once we have a good representation for our observations, we're ready to perform supervised learning. And this typically involves training a classification or regression model on a set of labeled training data. Once we have this model, we want to know how well it's performing. And how can we do this? Well, the natural thing to do is to see how well it performs on data that wasn't used to train it. And so we can simulate this process by evaluating it on test or holdout data. And this is labeled data that wasn't used for training. Once we perform this evaluation, we can decide whether we're happy with the current model we have. And if we're not, we can iterate. And this typically involves extracting new features and/or trying different supervised learning approaches. Finally, when we're happy with the model that we've generated, we can use it to make predictions on future observations, or in other words, observations that really don't have labels.